Be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine. May Guru's blessings help us successfully complete today's session. Good evening, all. Today we'll be seeing the topic duty consciousness. So, what is duty consciousness? We shall start with the definition of what duty is. A duty is a commitment or expectation to perform some action in general or if certain circumstances arise. That is, to perform a task, a specific task given to us, is what we call duty. So, if we see in each phase of a person's life, there are various duties that the person has to perform. For example, if a child if a child goes to school, then what is his or her duty? It is to study. Studying should be their major focus at that point of time, and hence it is their duty. Studying is their duty. If we say in case of a worker, if a little elder men, then if we say it is working because they earn for the family and they have to look after their family, so we can say working or performing their work properly, doing their work properly is their duty. It can be anything. It can be a painter, means to paint properly, to use much of their creativity to create something innovative and new and help them prosper themselves in the art of the field of painting. If it comes to a dancer, the same thing, have to be innovative and creative with what they do and should be enthusiastic to learn much more new forms of dances. So that becomes their duty. If it comes to an IT developer or software developer, it is his duty to work on creating or developing newer software ideas, having new ideas, and that becomes the person's duty. So depending upon the various phases of life and in whichever fields the particular person is working on, the duties of a person changes. But there are some certain or basic classifications of duty, or in other words, various types of duties a person should perform, that we shall see very soon. Suppose we can take an example of borrowing some money from the bank. So, if we get some loan from the bank, what we are obliged to do? We have to utilize the amount given to us and make profits with that and repay the loan, or with the interest. Similarly, just like what we do in the bank is paying it in the form of cash. But when we think about the society, so what have we borrowed from the society? In the banks, we have borrowed some money. So, what have we borrowed from the society? We are a part of the society. The society has helped us grow and develop to what we are today. So it has helped us understand our potential, reach our potential, and has also given us bitter and sweet experiences. So society is a major part of our life. We can take example of anything around us, anything that we do, anything we use as objects. Whatever we take, we cannot say that it is only our own efforts. It is not something that only we have produced. It is completely only my hard work. We are paying money for something. For example, we take vegetables. We buy vegetables. It's a daily process of buying vegetables, using them up. So when we use these vegetables, if we think any one vegetable, if we take, is it something that we've produced? So there are so many things so many people and so many things that have involved before we've bought the vegetable. So it can be the farmers, the people. If the farmers are a little poor, then it can be the person who has allowed the farmers to do farming or agriculture in their land. It can be the workers in the farms. It can be the people, the support from the government for irrigation and all the other facilities. Then once the vegetable has grown, it is the trading people, the traders who help the vegetables reach the markets. And when it comes to the markets, the sellers who finally give the product to us. And at our homes. It is the homemakers or the cooks present in our house who present to us in the form of edible substances. So it is, if we see, there's no one thing that we can say that it is completely produced by me. It is only by my effort. You can take any example, it involves thousands and thousands of people behind it. Though we buy it by money, does money actually satisfy all these things that the people have done, the hard work the people have put into the product to reach us? Then it is definitely a no. Money cannot satisfy these services. So we've grown so much, we've developed so much, we have been a part of the society for such long years. So we can take how much the society has given us, how much the society we have borrowed from the society. So we have to give it back. Just like how we repay the loans, just like how we give it in the form of cash, we are not going to give it in the form of cash. We do give it, but it does not satisfy. What should we do is service to the people, service to the society through money or knowledge or wisdom or any other material is what we can do in order to satisfy the work, the hard work the people have put in to bring us even one product that we use in our daily day lives. So this moral understanding that comes into one's mind to repay such a loan or to repay such debt to the society, back to the society, by the means of service is what Maharishi calls duty consciousness. So next we can say, so many people say that the people work for money, the people work for the returns that they get from that. Do we actually work for the money? We think it is no. A worker should not think he is working for money. In fact, it is just the wages for the work done by him, and it is not fair at all, is what Maharishi has given us here. The person should understand that work is that the person performs to the work, the person performs to the society, the person works for the society is not something that is to gain money, but it is to repay one's dues to the society. That is what we have spoken. The services the person gives is actually the work the person performs. Once he have attained a good position or good amount of knowledge is given to him, is when he start working, and he earns. Though he earns, it is not, the person should be clear that it is not for the purpose of earning money that he is working for the society. It is to repay the loan, to repay the services that the society had given him till then, in the form of such work, in some form of such services to the society, is what a work is. You have to understand this, and Maharishi has given that it is a birthright for all the people to be provided with food and other necessities and to work. He specifically mentions that not understanding and not doing work at the proper age becomes a crime. He does not say it's something wrong. He directly says it is a crime. Why? How is the crime punished? He has given the answer. It is by two means. One, the physical body will become ill due to lack of proper activity. It is true. Even if we are sick or something, if we lay down all day on the bed, the next day it becomes very hard for us to actually perform something. So similarly, if a person does not if the person does not do his duty of working and repaying back to the society, then the person's body becomes ill. Then the second one, he loses the right of indirect feeding by wages. That is, he does not even receive the wages, the money that the person may get when he works. Under this system of Karma Yoga, Maharishi has said that duty consciousness is an integral aspect of spiritual enlightenment. Maharishi says, do not equate your services with money. It is important for us to remember this and perform our duties, that is our work, but to repay repay the loan that we have borrowed, repay all the things that we have borrowed from the society, and give it back in the form of work and not for the money. Then Maharishi has also given that accumulation of so much wealth, accumulating wealth and holding on to it until a person's death will lead to lack of peace of mind, or lack of time to enjoy peace of mind. And in contrast to this, if a person distributes his wealth during the lifetime in a manner of his own choosing, he will be blessed with peace of mind. That is, we have to, here what Maharishi emphasizes is charity. If you have excess with you, give it to the society, because it is from the society you have gained it. So for the well-being of the society, you have to give it back. It is better that you give it back so as to enjoy peace of mind. So there's a misconception that developing an attachment to material things and to people will actually generate a lot of problems and worries in one's life. And these attachments will reduce our chances for spiritual enlightenment or for spiritual development. Though it is true that if this enjoying through sensory attractions becomes a form of intoxication for the people, it results in never-ending problems. It is important to understand that even if a person has attachments to the materials or other people, if a person performs his duties well, with proper duty awareness and duty consciousness, with respect for the law of nature, there will be no problem. If you're focused in something, what you want to do, if you're clear and have a clear mind about what you are going to do, then there will be no problem no matter what happens, and there will be no place there that you will have to, that becomes an obstruction for you. No attachment will become an obstruction for you. Now we shall discuss about the types of duties that a person has and has to perform in his lifetime. The first one is towards self. It is important that we take care of ourselves. It is essential that we look after ourselves even before going to and looking after the other people around us, the surroundings. Only when we are clear about ourselves, when we are pure and confident about ourselves, that we can go and give it to the society, give whatever we've learned to the society. It is important that we take care of ourselves. We are make us capable of doing what we want to do, making sure that we know what we have to do, and performing our duties properly to ourselves. To ourselves means taking care of our body, taking care of our mind, purifying our genetic center. One of the major reasons why we have present in this earth, we can say, and introspecting ourselves in order to purify ourselves and merge with the Almighty. So there are some people who work very, very hard to the sense that they even have the power to destroy themselves but support their family. But this help that they do, this sacrifice they do, does not last long. That indeed becomes even more pressureful for the family. Suppose we can take of an example of a person who works really, really hard. A person who works 24/7 in order to support their family, comes from a poor family, so have to support his family for a better living, for a better standard of living. So he starts working hard. He starts to work on shifts. He starts working 24/7. What happens? He fails to look after himself. He fails to take care of himself. He's not ready to take care of. We can say he has no time to take care of himself, as he is performing all his duty only to his family. So what will happen? The person may be affected by a disease with them. But because he's performing a duty towards is involved in performing his duty to the family, he's not taking care of himself. It becomes even more prominent in his body. It becomes a little more severe. Than what happens, chronic disease attacks him. If a chronic disease attacks him, what will happen? It becomes worse than what it was initially. His family status was initially. If this person gets into a bed, then what will happen? The poor family will become even poorer. So it is important to understand that it is essential to take care of ourselves before we start to perform our duties to the to before we start performing our other four duties. We should be in such a state that we are very stable and we can perform our duties properly for ourselves. That is only when that is the point only when we can move on to perform our other duties. So it is important to take care of ourselves. How? Taking care does not only lie in having a physical body and physical good healthy state of mind. It is also purifying our genetic center. At the same time, I'm having a broader vision of what actually life is and what the aim of our life is, the major goal of our life is, that is to merge with the Almighty. This self realization is also a part of the duty that we have to perform to ourselves. So what can we do to perform our duty to ourselves? Maharishi has given us the exercises to us. Performing the yoga and the following Maharishi's steps can definitely help us perform our duties to ourselves properly and efficiently. Maharishi has given us exercises for the well-being of our body, meditations for the well-being of our mind, and introspections for the well-being of our soul, and also help us purify our genetic center and realize ourselves, realize the truth of the world, truth of the earth and of nature, and merge with the Almighty. Once we have taken care of ourselves, what is the next? It is our duty towards our family. Our family is an integral part of ourselves. It is important. We have grown, we are surrounded by our parents, we have our parents with us, we have our life partners with us, and we have our children with us, who we have to take care of, who towards whom we are responsible to. Our parents were the ones who helped us grow, they helped us they nurtured us, they helped us become a good person in the society. Life partner too has helped to achieve what our goals are, understand and help us reach our destinies. And it has definitely the role of life partner in a person's life is a very important, very crucial role. So it is important that we perform our duties to them properly as well. Then when it comes to performing our duties to the children, they are the future representatives of ourselves. They are the ones who are going to represent us in the future tomorrow. So it is important that we nurture them just like how our parents nurtured us, and make them understand and realize how important they are to the society and what they have to do to the society, and prior to that, what society has given them. This can be our duties can be performed towards our family by understanding them, working for the family, earning for the family, and so on. Next is our duty that we have to perform towards the relatives of ourselves, the surroundings, we could say. Our parents have helped us nurture, and our relatives have given us most of the things possible in order for us to grow and develop. So it is important that we perform our duty towards them by again service and love and compassion towards them. Next is the duty that we have to perform to the society. we've already discussed about that. We've come from the society, we've borrowed a lot, quite a lot from the society, and we have to repay this in the form of service. This service can be charity, that can be of money, in the form of preaching, in the form of wisdom, in the form of enlightenment or knowledge, or anything, any materialistic things. It is just giving back, and being grateful and showing our, expressing our gratitude towards the society. To explain this, we can take various examples for performing a duty towards a society. There are so many examples, like um, the very known former politician in India of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Kamarajar, is also an example of a person who has performed his duty towards the society in the right manner. There are various his own life situational examples that we can take in order to put forward or showcase his honesty and his proper performance of his duty towards the society. One such well-known life situation of his, is when he denied the free pipe connection for water connection in his house, so that no one misunderstands this, and also does something that is not what the government wants, and misuses the power that is given to the other ministers and even just the common people. From He has helped the common people from getting corrupted by seeing him as a example of what actually performing our duty is. It is understanding and realizing what is good for us, for the society, and working towards that, because the society is looking up towards him. The society looks him as an example and wants to lead life just like how he leads. So it is important that whoever stands in the position of an influencer has to make sure and ensure that whatever the person performs does not affect the society in a negative manner. And this is also one such way of performing his duties towards the society. The next duty that a person should perform in his lifetime is the duty towards the world, that is making peace. Maharishi's only major aim, that is global peace, through one peace, then family peace, society peace, and world peace. So it is important to understand that though we are we can say we are a part of the society, we will belong to a particular nation, but when we see as a whole, we should realize and understand that we are a citizen of the world. So we do have a lot of uh, duties that we have to perform, or we have to do perform towards the world. So one such way is again service, or we can also say what Maharishi wants or yearns for, that is world peace through individual peace by performing our. It is really mesmerizing and interesting to actually understand that if we perform our first four duties properly, that is, if we take care of ourselves, then automatically we'll start taking care of our family. If we take care of our family, then we will start taking care of our relatives and society. If we do take care of our society, we realize that it is a part of the world, and we start also through this process, we also start doing our duties, performing our duties towards the world. So understanding and realizing this small formulae is really important in order to for us to perform all our duties properly. Example for people who have performed their duties properly towards the world, we can say Mother Teresa, who has traveled a lot all over the world and spreads peace, love, and compassion between people. How kindness can improve one's life, how kindness can enlighten one's life, and she is known for her love and compassion towards the world. Another example for a person who has performed his duty towards the world is our very own Guru. We can also take him as an example. His major goal of human world peace, global peace, is also a very showcases his enlightenment, showcases how he wants to view the world, and also expresses his gratefulness and his oneness of having a world wherein all the nations love each other and are kind towards each other, and every citizen from every country is not discriminated and is loved by every person around the world. So these are the five duties that a person is obliged to do towards uh, the society in every phase of his life, wherein so many different these duties can be satisfied through so many means and sources. And this is also important. It is also important to understand another concept that is very much interlinked to the performing while performing our duty. It is important that we understand is cause and effect system of the world, or the law of nature, we can say. Whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we perform is what we get in back. So it is important that we think, do, and speak good, and perform our duties properly to ourselves, to our relatives, to our family, to our society, and then our world. And achieve global peace, the Marishi's only major goal, as soon as possible. So, from today's session, we have understood what are the five major duties that we have to perform in one's lifetime. And if we see, after seeing everything one by one, we can actually understand or realize, if we realize, even performing one duty of ourselves, that is performing a duty towards ourselves, taking care of ourselves, will eventually lead toward performing a duty towards the world. Because when we start uh, performing our duties towards ourselves, when we start taking care of ourselves, when we realize ourselves, when we get even deeper into ourselves and realize our inner self, that is when love and compassion, the nature of the Almighty, comes into us, or it gets inculcated in us, and we will slowly start performing our duties towards our family and our relatives, our society, and our world. So, if we see, performing just one duty will eventually lead to all the other four and achieve global peace. So, it is important that we take care of ourselves, perform our duties, understand what our duties are, and perform them efficiently as much as we can, and achieve global peace, Marishi's only major goal, as soon as possible. With this, we shall conclude today's session. Thank you all for listening so patiently till now. I would also like to extend my thanks to all the Sky Masters and members who have given me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine.